Welcome to the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day. Hey, Harold S. Reed Jr. here, also known as hrjr, your motivational coach. If you don't know what motivation means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. But you guys probably thought I forgot about you. Ain't no way on God's green earth I could ever forget about you. But business got to be handled and business got to be taken care of. And to tell you the honest to God truth, in addition to just handling my business and helping take care of some friends, a brother had to recharge his batteries. I had to, find my source of motivation so that I could actually live it, learn it, live it, and then pass it on to you. So that's where I am right now. But there was no way I was going to close this year out without dropping something to you. Those of you who follow me, those of you who listen to me on the regular, I apologize for my absence, but those of you who are closest to me know how to find me. For those of you who want to get closer to me, I'm going to let you know how to find me. How about that? My website is www.coachrjr.com. You can find me on Twitter @TheIceTalks, and you can find me on Instagram. Look up coach.h.reed. All right? So you can find me. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I believe it's facebook.com/hrjr-enterprises. But let me double check just to be on the safe side. Yes. Wait. Yes. Facebook.com/hrjr-enterprises. Had to go on the computer screen, check that out right quick. So you could always stay in touch with me. You could always find me. All right. And if you want to email me and talk one-on-one, you could always reach me at hrjr@coachrjr.com. Again, that's hrjr@coachrjr.com. Now, let's jump right into it. Today is December 31st, 2019. There are approximately 5 hours and 15 minutes left in the day. Yeah. Is it that? Yeah. It's about 5 hours and 15 minutes left in the day. 15 or 15. No, wait, yeah. Somewhere around that time. It's almost 7 o'clock, so yeah, 5 hours and 15 minutes left in the day. But I want to leave you with something that means something. If you go on social media, everybody's already started talking about the new year, new me, gonna crush goals. Everybody's talking about the weight and eating better and no toxic people, good vibes only, and all of that stuff is good. But it's only good, only truly valuable if you mean it. See, this is the problem when people set New Year's resolutions, right? A resolution means resolved. It means this is something you're going to set out to do and get done. And as we often know, very few, if any, people follow through on their New Year's resolutions. I mean, I have some goals I want to set for myself as well, but I'm not focusing on these goals as New Year's goals. You see, because 2020 is going to be a very special year for me. 2020 is the year that I turned 50. And I'll be honest, I'm feeling a certain kind of way about it. Not necessarily bad, not bad at all, really. I'm blessed to be here, but I think back on, I find myself thinking back on my life and, to be honest, the mistakes that I've made, how I've learned from them, and what can I do to make the next 50 years, because I plan on being here. So what can I do to make the next 50 years better? So I'm not just focusing on a New Year's resolution. I'm focusing on a new decade's goal. And I haven't sat down and figured out what all of those goals are going to be. And I want you to know that you don't have to figure out what all of your goals are going to be. But first, let me say, Don't worry about the resolution. Set you down some goals. And when you get yourself some goals, write those goals down. Write those goals down. I don't remember if he was quoting it from someone else, but I remember hearing Tony Robbins say, never set a goal without taking at least one step of action towards the fulfillment of that goal. Or never leave the sight of the goal without taking one step of action towards the completion of that goal. So for me, when I set a goal, one of the first things I always do is write that goal down. Because if you don't write that goal down, it's nothing more than a wish, nothing more than a dream. All right, and something that I always say, and you can quote me on this, all right, a goal that you don't write down has the same value as a fart in the wind and will probably smell just as bad in time. Okay, so first thing you need to do is determine what your goal is going to be. The next thing, the very next thing you need to do is write that goal down. All right, and then after you've written that goal down, I want you to analyze that goal. So it's not just, oh, I want to get a new car, I want to lose 50 pounds. It's not about any of that, all right? Here's what makes your goals valuable. The why. The reason why you want to achieve whatever goals you want to set out to achieve is what's going to give your goals value, okay? And if your goals don't have value, I mean, you can still achieve it and you might have some brief happiness, but what good is brief happiness? I mean, I would love to maintain a perpetual state of happiness eternally if I could, right? So this is why you can't even be satisfied when you achieve certain goals. You have to, once you achieve that goal, you got to keep setting new goals. You got to keep pushing yourself further. You got to keep pushing yourself harder, right? So again, and then we'll move on. I want you to spend these last few hours, or by the time some of you be hearing this, you'll be well into the new year already. So happy new year, okay? But evaluate what your goals are. You don't have to make all your goals December 31st either, all right? Take this first week of the new year and evaluate what you want to, evaluate what you want to accomplish and what you want to achieve. And then write it down. Don't think about it. Just think about what it is, but don't think about it enough to where you write it down. A lot of times people have ideas that they don't write down, and this is why I say goals that you don't write down have the same value as a fart in the wind, and they will smell just as bad in time. So as soon as you get that goal in your head, and it might be silly, it might be a silly goal, but as soon as you get that in your head, write it down. Write it down, because once you've written it down, you can't walk away from it. Once you've written it down, there it is. All right? And after you've written it down, now you go into the soul searching phase of why that goal is important to you. What do you stand to achieve? What do you stand to accomplish by accomplishing that goal? Right? Like, for example, you may be thinking, I want to get myself a car. Right? Oh, I want to get myself a car. Okay, write down. In 2020, I want to get a car. Right? Now, in 2020, you say in 2020, I want to get a car. Now, begin asking yourself, why do I want to get a car? Well, because I hate taking the bus. Well, because I hate depending on other people for a ride. Well, because I think it'll be cheaper than Uber. Well, because it at least will be mine. You know, all good reasons to get yourself a car. Right? So when you understand, I believe it was Friedrich Nietzsche who said, once we understand the why, you can overcome any how. Right? So understand why you want to achieve the goals you want to achieve. And when you do, you'll be better equipped to go after them. Because here's another thing, and this is something I've said since the beginning of my career as a speaker, coach, and author. All right? Whenever you proclaim a goal, or whenever you're serious about something you want to have, do, or become, and you are serious, it doesn't matter whether you scream it from the top of the mountains to whispering it within the cockles of your soul. It doesn't matter. If you are serious in your soul and your spirit about wanting, having, becoming, or doing this particular thing, God, the universe, or whatever you deem your higher power to be, will take notice of you. And once that higher power takes notice of you, you will begin to be tested. See, because we don't get what we want just because we want it. We get what we want because we've earned it, because we deserved it, right? And now some of you may be thinking, well, there's a whole lot of people who have a whole lot of stuff that I don't think they deserve it. And you may very well be right. But you know what? You can't keep your grass green tending to somebody else's garden. So don't worry about what somebody else has and how they got it or whatever. For the lady, you know, you might be saying, oh, this chick got all the clothes and she thinks she all that and she thinks she cute because she got new shoes and all this stuff. You don't know what she may be doing to get those new shoes, that new bag, that new dress, whatever the case may be. All right? I remember when I was in my 20s, which I call my struggle years, right? And I was, you know, taking 2-3 buses and a train just to get to my, you know, $8, $9, $10 an hour loss prevention job somewhere, and having to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so I could take all this transportation to get there by 9:30 because the store opened at 10 or whatever, right? But I remember, you know, walking from bus stop to bus stop or to the train station or what have you, and seeing dudes my age in all these fancy cars, the Acuras, the Lexuses, the BMWs, and so on and so forth. And, you know, it would kind of like make me feel like I was a F up. I don't want to swear. It would make me feel like I screwed up somewhere in life because these dudes my age and they rolling. But here's the thing. Some of them dudes, I knew what they was doing. And some other dudes, I could figure what they were doing. All right? Because some of these guys didn't have no straight up 9 to 5. Let's be real. So my point is, you can't worry about what somebody else is doing to get what they have. You can only concern yourself with what you have to do to get what it is that you want. So determine what your goal is going to be. Write it down and then evaluate why you want to achieve that goal. Evaluate all the reasons why and how achieving that goal is going to improve your life or the life of somebody else. See, because it can't just be all about you. Something Zig Ziglar used to say is you can have anything you want, just about anything you want in this world, as long as you help enough other people get whatever it is that they want. So I want you to go into 2020 also understanding that in order to receive God's blessings, you must first become a blessing yourself. You must be of service to someone other than yourself. We can't just achieve goals for ourselves. We have to achieve goals that will help us be of benefit to someone else, right? And in my case, I know that there are times that I've set goals, certain goals, and I've made those goals public. And when I achieve those goals, or even if I don't make the goal public, when I achieve the goal and I make the achievement public, that motivates people to do more. When I wrote my first book, it inspired a lot of people to do a lot of different things. I have a sister, I'll just call her, well, her name is Brenda. I won't say her last name. But when she bought my book, you know, it inspired her to get her health right. It inspired her to go back to school. I have people who have read my book and it inspired them to go after promotion at work. Over the course of the 4 books I've written by now, people have started their own businesses, gone back to school, improved their relationships with their loved ones, with their family members, right? So my goals to write a book have had far-reaching, outstanding results beyond me just saying I want to write a book. And I mean, I'm not even talking about the money that I've made, and I'm not going to talk about the money that I made because I don't want none of y'all calling the IRS out. No, in all seriousness, I want you to understand what it is you're getting yourself into in 2020. Don't just say new year, new me, because quite frankly, you're the same person at 12:01 as you was at 11:58. You that same dude, you that same chick. You that same person, all right? It's what you do moving forward that makes it a new you or a different you. It's what you do. See what I'm saying? So do better. You can do better. You can be better. As Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. So with that, I'm not going to keep you. If you're listening to this within the last few hours of the 31st, then I wish you a happy New Year's in advance. And if you're listening to this after the bell has rung and the ball has dropped and the New Year's celebrations are over and you've sobered up and you've gone back to work and you may be listening to this at your desk or in your car, wherever, know that I wish you a happy New Year. Yes, I will be more frequent with the episodes. I'm not going to tell you what my plans and goals are for 2020, but let's just say I hope to see you seeing a lot and hearing a lot more from me. So with that, I wish you guys the best. I hope you've all had a happy, Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate this time of year. Just be happy and blessed to be alive and have people that love you, because tomorrow is not promised. All right? So with that being said, I'm going to head out. I'm going to close this off. I wish you guys the best. Take care of yourselves. God bless. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Ice Talks, where we implement change every day. Have a happy New Year.